Now, Washington Mornings on the Mall. 105.9 FM. And AM 630. WMAL.
6:37 on WMAL. Good Tuesday morning to you. You're with Brian and Brian. And Rick Fowler, host of WMAL's Saturday Morning Update, joins us again in Havana, live in Havana. The Pope is in Cuba. Good morning, Rick. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning, everybody.
I understand why the Pope and the Catholic Church would want to go to Cuba. Why does Cuba want the Pope and the Catholic Church to come to their island?
I mean, they are embracing him, aren't they?
Very much embraced. It's, I think, symbolic of a lot of the change that you're seeing in Cuba, an opening up of Cuba in many ways and to the people of Cuba. I was very, very much interested to find out that Cuba announced earlier this month that it's going to allow the sale of real estate for the first time since the early days of the revolution. And as it is now, and has been, you can't sell a house. You don't sell your house in Cuba. You barter it. If you're going to change houses, you basically trade. And there is sort of a black market deal where you know sometimes people will do black market deals, and cash goes under the table. But in general, there's no real estate market here. You just trade. So this is changing. In November, for the first time, people will start to sell houses. Raul Castro is now allowing citizens to go into business for themselves in approved jobs, and that includes everything from party clowns to food vendors to accountants. I was told of a person who actually rents his patio for parties, and the parties will start in the afternoon and can go way into the evening. But that's a private residence, and they have to get a permission to do it, but they can rent their patio for other people to have parties.
Do we have any idea of what the Pope will say? I mean, what will he push Castro? Will he push Cuba for political change, or will he just, solely talk about, improving the Catholic Church or being able to, continue or expand the Catholic Church in Cuba?
I'm not getting any sense. I haven't heard or seen anything that would speak to sort of a regime change, a change of Raul Castro. But there's this continuing opening up of the country to, I would say, broadening the church, broadening the role of the church here in the country, and a closer relationship between the Pope and the church and the country itself.
Well, when he was in Mexico, the Pope said that the Marxist political system no longer responds to reality, and many people who travel with the Pope thought that was pretty harsh language. What will be the reaction if he says those sort of things in a public speech to the people of Cuba?
Well, in his speech yesterday, he urged Cubans to, quote, build a renewed and open society, a better society. And I think it sort of goes back to the whole notion of change here. There was a release of political prisoners that was announced just recently. Around 3,000 political prisoners from countries all around the world will be released. And again, that's another symbol of some of the change. Raul Castro calling that, quote, for humanitarian reasons. 25 countries, actually, that they're talking about. It does not include the U.S. contractor Alan Gross, who's been jailed here in Cuba for espionage. At this point, he's not among those to be released, but there has been a push by his wife, Judy, has been working with the church to try and get him out. His mother, you probably know, his mother is very ill, and she's afraid she'll never get to see her son again. So there's talk there of, again, this sort of notion of change.
How widespread has it been made public inside Cuba about this trip? I mean, is it something that everybody on the island knows about?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody's talking about it. It's the lead story in the news here. I know that I came in from the airport and I rode the same route that the Pope will take in from Jose Marti Airport into downtown Havana. There are large billboards along that route with the message of Bienvenidos, which of course is welcome to the Pope. The city of Havana basically will shut down tomorrow. The schools will be closed. There won't be much traffic allowed downtown in Havana. Most of it will be public transportation. You know, the vehicular traffic will not be allowed near the Plaza de la Revolucion. So it's very much talked about, absolutely.
What about Hugo Chavez? He's there getting cancer treatment. A lot of speculation that he might also meet with the Pope in recent days. Since he's been diagnosed with cancer, some say he has become more religious, more publicly religious. What are you hearing?
There's still the talk that they may meet. I haven't heard any confirmation or any indication that he would. There's also talk that the Pope may meet with Fidel Castro. There is speculation there, but I have the Pope's official schedule that was released yesterday by the Centro de Prensa International. Of course, Prensa is press here, and there is nothing on the official schedule as to meetings with either Fidel Castro or with Hugo Chavez.
Right. Rick Fowler, live from Havana. Appreciate the time. Thank you, Rick.
You bet. Thank you.